All right, this is called channel news, but I'm going to dedicate this whole episode to the new guys, new people to the channel, and I'll refer new people to this video in the future, just so you can get a good background, hopefully, on what I do. Okay, first of all, my name is Patrick Blank, not Jack Crafty. Okay, Jack Crafty is the name of the channel, and it's different from my name because back when I started the channel, YouTube wanted you to pick a name that was not your name for security reasons. Okay, so it didn't start as Jack Crafty, it started as Allergic Hobbit as the name of the channel. And then I changed it to Jack Crafty later to get um, closer to what I'm actually doing. I'm doing crafts and stuff, primitive type of crafts, and I get into bushcraft sometimes, but it's mainly now flint napping. I still have, well, I'm still using the name Allergic Hobbit for a second channel that I started called Allergic Hobbit. That channel is devoted entirely to using natural tools and not copper, even though copper is a natural tool in the flint napping. So if you look for Allergic Hobbit as a channel, you'll find my channel, and it's only natural tools, what I call natural tools, used in the flint napping. If you that's what you're interested in, I also have videos using natural tools or abo tools on this channel. If you type it in as Jack Crafty natural tools or abo tools, you'll find them. Hopefully, YouTube's searches are not always that great as far as giving you all the videos. Um, so yeah, I've been doing this, posting videos since the beginning of 2011. That's a long time. I started when I was new to napping, but not new to making bows and arrows and doing camping and bushcraft type things. I ended up doing mostly flint napping because that's what I got most of my requests for, to do flint napping, because everyone was having trouble. Okay, so I switched my focus and my skill development in that area. But I want to get into other areas. I just always get brought back to flint napping because of the demand. But I'm trying to get into other things. Like, for one, I'm going to get into making bows on the channel. This is one of my bows. It's a little bit unusual because it has knots on the back. This is elm. This is in the style of the home guard bow. It's got an uneven tiller. See that? This limb is it's not bending as much as that one. That just happened over time because the elm likes to go back to its original shape. Originally, when I first tillered it, it was perfectly even, and also the string was centered on the bow. But now, since it's gone back to its original shape mostly, the string is off center. So if you hold it so this belly is parallel to the ground, you can see the string is way off center. It doesn't affect the shooting. In fact, it makes it easier. I'm a right hand shooter, which means I hold the bow with the left hand and the arrow goes on the left hand side of the bow as I'm firing it. When the string is in line with that, there's hardly any worry about the archer's paradox. If you don't know what the archer's paradox is, you go educate yourself and come back. I have another bow made of Osage orange. This one is more evenly tillered. It's made of almost a perfect Osage bow stave. Okay, it's a very fast bow. I'll chronograph it here in one of these videos. It's got tapering on the tips to make them thinner or less wide. which makes it faster. Most of the work is done by this section here and not the entire limb. Okay, which makes it a little bit faster in my view. Anyway, and there's no handle wrap. I don't wrap my handles unless the arrows are making noise for some reason. If I make some arrows and they end up making noise, I'll put a wrap on there. So what I mean by making noise is the arrows hitting the handle. Sometimes I just can't avoid it. It's something in the dynamic spine of the arrow that it'll slap this really loudly. I don't know. But yeah, I'll wrap it if it makes a noise. But usually I don't wrap the handles. I don't wear a wrist guard. I hold the bow I hold the bow in a way that produces a shorter draw than a traditional longbow type draw. Okay, so my arm is kind of bent when I'm shooting. It's not straight like that. It's kind of bent. I do that mainly because I've kind of learned to shoot in the bushes and stuff because I stalk. When I go hunting, I stalk. So I try to get behind cover and stuff. And I don't want the arrow sticking out past the bow. And I don't want the bow sticking too far out past me. Okay? Because I'm behind cover or something. I don't want anything bumping. Usually. Yeah, sometimes you don't need cover. Especially if it's like a squirrel scampering up a tree and stuff. He knows you're there already. But you can still shoot it. But anyway, that's the way I usually hunt. I usually stalk. And I like a shorter bow. These aren't that short. These are like 50. This one, 56.5 inches long. This is my favorite one here. Oh, these are fast flight strings. This serving is pretty bad. I've got some serving material that I'm going to use to reserve the knocking point. And this one, I took the serving completely off. This has no, where I knocked the arrow, I need to redo it completely. I need to redo it. But yeah, these are fast flight strings. So they're very thin and very lightweight. It increases the speed of the arrow. Sometimes it'll shock the bow a lot. So it's got to be very resilient wood when you use a fast flight string, because if you're shooting a lot, it does put some strain on the bow and you could crack it from all the shock, right? Yeah. Shock, strain, kind of the same thing. All right. This one has string silencers. See those? Now, I don't. This might sound strange, but I don't remember putting those on there. I lent this bow to a friend of mine once, and when I got it back, it had those on there. And I can't remember if I put them on before I let him borrow it, or after, or someone that he knew put them on there. But they look like coyote fur or rabbit fur. I don't know which. Anyway, that's probably rabbit fur. But there's long guard hairs on there. So I don't know. And string silencers, they work to a certain degree, yeah. The deer is going to hear it either way if you're shooting deer. Now, some animals are less likely to jump when they hear a sound. Some of them freeze. But deer will duck, or they'll, dash away or something like that. All right. So I want to get more into that, but I just I haven't had time to do it. I tried to do it, and you can look up Jack Crafty bows and stuff, and I do have some videos on it. All right. So that's my background. I've been shooting bows for a while. I'm way out of practice now. I also make and shoot at lattle darts, and I make at lattles. I've got some, but not here. I'm in Vermont right now. My home base for a long time was Texas, and I've got most of my stuff there in a storage unit. Eventually, I'll bring it all up here because I think I'm going to be staying up here in Vermont. I'll be traveling eventually quite a bit, but right now I can't. I'm kind of stuck here. I'm providing some health care for my dad. He's in hospice care, so I'm the caregiver. So I'm basically here 24/7. Can't go anywhere. All right, for now. Uh, that's my shop back there. It's a little like a 7 foot by 7 foot shed, plastic shed. It contains everything I need for flint napping, except all my rocks. I have another storage unit where I have all my rocks, my not all of my rocks, but let's say 80% of my rocks are in storage and not in my shed. And a lot of those rocks that are in storage need heat treatment or they are very difficult to nap. I bring out the best ones into the shop, and that's what I make videos from. Unless someone requests a video that um, requires me to use very difficult rock. So, if you're new, you probably are not watching this long. 10 minutes goes by. Most of my viewers, whether they're new or not, they're gone after, I think, after 4 to 6 minutes. So hopefully in the first 4 to 6 minutes, you caught the gist of what the channel's about. So it's mostly about flint napping. You can ask me questions in the comment sections, and please do, because it not only benefits you, but it benefits other people who maybe didn't think to ask the question. And when I give an answer, they may have not realized that that's one of the answers that could be given to the question. Like, where do people find free rocks? Where do people find feathers for their fletching on the internet that don't cost a fortune, you know, and things like that. Okay, so you can ask me anything like that. I can reveal my sources. For I can, yes, I will, and definitely am very agreeable to revealing my sources where I buy stuff, because it helps everybody and it helps the seller stay in business so that I can continue to buy stuff from them in the future. Yeah, we all have a vested interest in keeping these people that supply us in business. So yeah, don't be shy. If you offer something as well, put it in the comment section. Hey, you can get in touch with me about blah blah blah. No problem at all. If you post one comment like that in the comment section, YouTube's not going to get after you for spamming, and I'm not going to care about the spamming thing. Okay, so what else? Oh yeah, this channel has a long history of inside jokes and inside conversations, and since I've been on YouTube for such a long time, and I've had viewers that have been watching for such a long time, I get very comfortable talking about all kinds of stuff. So maybe you'll be lost during the videos about me talking about something that I think is funny, and my regular viewers think is funny, but you may be thinking is really weird, like you've just stumbled onto the weird side of YouTube. So in that case, well, you probably are on the weird side of YouTube until you get used to it. Until you get used to what I'm doing. I'll make funny voices now, and it seems like I'm talking to myself, which I am on camera, basically, but uh, it'll take some time to get used to. Now, I was going to write some notes. I'm changing the subject. By the way, I've got symptoms of ADHD and autism, so just be aware. Okay, back to the subject. I was going to write notes for my video today, but look, nothing. And I'm fiddling with the paper just so I can jog my memory a little bit, but I didn't write any notes, so I'm totally winging it. And I was going to write a bunch of notes for the new guys, thinking about the questions that they normally ask. But I figure it's just easier if you put your questions in the comment section. If you can't comment, I understand that that advice is useless. I think you have to actually start a channel in order for you to comment in the comment section. I think that's how it works. I'm not sure. I haven't watched the new registration process for YouTube, so I don't know. I haven't investigated what that entails these days. All right, so I covered what goes on the channel as far as inside jokes. I mean, I didn't cover what I actually say as inside jokes. I just given you a fair warning that there's a lot of inside jokes. There's a lot of mannerisms that my regular viewers have tolerated that you might find really weird and that kind of thing. Okay? All right, let's see. Yeah, I got symptoms of ADHD. I don't have ADHD, I don't think, but autism probably do. And I talk about it sometimes on the channel, like on channel news. I'm trying to incorporate all this, a lot of stuff together when I do channel news. Uh, and I'm trying to incorporate uh, soups and smokes, so to speak. This is a soup today, chicken broth. Very good. It's been very cold lately here, comparatively speaking. Only a month ago, it was almost 80 degrees. Now it's down to 50 degrees during the day, but it'll warm up again toward the end of the week. So it's going to jump around as far as temperatures go. But this is the time of year that I like to get out and film because I think we had a frost or almost a frost last night, but we should have one overnight tonight that wipes out all the bugs. Today there's no bugs at all, so it's already having an effect. This is when I like to film because I don't get mosquitoes flying around and things like that. And I can go out on the trail and film out there. This is my backyard here, which is pretty good, but there are really nice spots out here. I live in a place that is full of lakes and rivers and hills and forests and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so I can go out. I just haven't because there's so many bugs and ticks. I was disappointed when I moved back up here to learn that most of the ticks out here, especially in southern Vermont where I am, are carrying Lyme disease, the deer ticks. That was very disappointing. So I got to take precautions. So I try to stay out of the woods and stuff during the peak tick seasons or tick, yeah, season. um, I do have um, spray, permethrin spray. I can put on my clothing and stuff. So I know about all that kind of stuff. There are some other things that can be used, and I need to write down the notes. Someone told me that there's other chemicals that are pretty good that are not as toxic. I don't know. Anyways, I'll be going out more into the woods here in the upcoming weeks. Yeah. Okay. So the channel is mainly devoted to flint knapping at this time. And I'm getting more into, or I'm showing more obsidian. I've always knapped a lot of obsidian, but I'm now showing more of it. Yeah, when I'm not in the mood to tackle something difficult, I'll just knap some obsidian. And it works out well. Yeah. It's still flint knapping practice for the most part. I'm watching myself. I get restless leg syndrome and I'm bouncing around. I noticed that on the last video. I gotta stop doing that. And I make funny faces, especially when I'm trying to read something. What else can I talk about? 19 minutes. Yeah, just put your questions in the comment sections. I have over 1980, 1980 videos. I don't know what it's up to. I just typed it in not long ago. 1995. It says I have 2,000 videos if you look at my channel stats. But some of those videos are unlisted or private. Mainly because I do them specifically for certain people that want to see something napped just for them, right? So I did that a few times. What else? Yeah, 1995, I think, is the last one. Anyway, that's how many videos I have. I put a number in front of each video. So, the chances are I've covered a lot of the topics that you might have questions about as a new person. Okay. Yeah. I used to be a draftsman. I still have the skill of drafting, so I may get back into it. I did drafting on and off for 14 years, and on and off because family commitments and stuff. We moved a few times, and I didn't work for some periods in between because of the kids and stuff. And I'm currently divorced. My ex-wife actually has a very good income now, but it was the other way around when we were married. Um, so I'm the one that had to chase the money, and a lot of times uh, the best opportunities were in very limited places. So if I couldn't go there to work, I had to stop working. And then uh, I would like to say that I have more experience than that, than 14 years, but uh, yeah, I think it's 14 years in drafting, computer aided drafting mainly. I did some hand drawings, but very little. But I can do hand drawings too. But that's my trade. Drafting is my trade. Where was I going with that? Um, I think the reason why it matters is that I've been on and off because I forget. If I don't practice something if I don't practice something constantly, I'll forget and lose a lot of it. Same with Flintknapping. And I was just watching a video the other day uh, about people who are very good at developing habits and they don't forget their habits. For a lot of us, there's really no such thing as a habit. Every day is a brand new day, and every task is a brand new task with all the same problems as before and all the same motivational issues as before. It doesn't become something that pulls you to do it out of habit. It's very that with me and with a lot of people, being pulled to do something out of habit is very strange. It's a very strange thing. Now, I like routines mainly because it helps me to keep organized because I'm all over the place. And you'll notice that in the Flintknapping. I'm mentioning all this because it comes out in the videos. Okay, the drafting and the drawings, you'll see some of my videos, you'll see that I do drawings. I explain the background and context for that. I skip around a lot in the videos as far as topics go, and I just blurt out something ahead of time. And I say that I just blurt out something without thinking ahead of time the context of the video itself. I just change the subject. My mind changes the channel on me a lot, and things like that. I try to approach the Flintknapping from a perspective of someone who is new, and then throw in a lot of stuff that it requires a lot of context as well. So I'll chat while I'm napping, and it's not necessarily having anything to do with the napping itself. It's just totally off topic as far as napping goes while I'm napping. I can nap and talk about stuff at the same time because my napping is mostly subconscious. I don't sit there and consciously decide everything. I decide most things, especially when it starts getting difficult, but muscle memory is a wonderful thing. It's not quite the same as a habit. It's just a memory that you have that allows you repetitive activities. It becomes ingrained like language, right? The more you use a language, the easier it is for the words to come out and to speak. Same with the Flintknapping. The more you Flintknap, the easier it is to remove flakes and know how to shape the object. Yeah. But with me, if I'm away from it for too long, I forget a lot of it. Okay, so there's that. You'll notice that in the videos and stuff. It doesn't really matter too much. But some people don't like it. Some people don't like it when I chat. So I also have no talk videos. If you type in Jack Crafty no talk, there's no chatting. It's just napping. Okay? Let's see, you'd have to watch the video for 25 minutes to get that one. I should have written down that part where, yeah, I have no talk videos. That's very important for some people. But I think you'll figure it out soon enough. Okay. So yeah, I'm trying to keep these news videos under 30 minutes. And I just saw a couple bugs, so that distracted me. It makes me not aware of the truth. There's bugs still flying around. I thought they were done. I thought they were all done for. All right. Let's see if I can think of something else. Yeah, the soup today is chicken bouillon. Oh yeah, on the soup, I got an idea from a video or an Instagram short or whatever they call them to put vinegar in the soup. Supposedly, it helps regulate the absorption of sugars. Delays it. There's no sugar in anything that I eat, but it helps regulate that kind of thing if there is sugars or carbohydrates in whatever. There might be some carbohydrates in the bouillon. I don't know. You gotta look. But anyway, I thought that was interesting, so I might add some vinegar because there are all kinds of specialty foods here that I can get locally, and that includes bouillon and vinegar and olive oils and stuff. All kinds of neat stuff here. I mean, they had that kind of stuff down in the South too, but here it's more like an art. I don't know if that's fair to say. It might be unfair to other places. Anyway, let's see. There we go with the restless leg syndrome. I don't want to talk about the future of the channel in this video. This is just, I'm trying to think of things that a new person needs as context for watching my videos. I'm 61 years old. I have 6 children. I'm here in my dad's house, taking care of him. My stepmother passed away last year. I'm his only surviving biological child. See, what else can I say? I'm trying to develop my skill in other areas of bushcraft, other than flint knapping, like trying to work with wood with stone tools. I've been trying to do that for years, and I think I can finally get to doing that now that there's plenty of wood that I can use. I could just go back here and get wood or go anywhere I want and pick up birch bark for birch tar. I can pick up any kind of wood that I want, basically any hardwood, because this is mostly hardwood forest now. I actually grew up in New Hampshire, not far from here. It's a church bell. Let's see. Yeah. 5 o'clock. I don't know. Where is that? 6. Anyway, I grew up in New Hampshire until I was like 21 years old. Then I moved to Texas. And I got used to roaming around in the woods and using all these things. And it used to be not so much of a hardwood forest. It was like half and half pine and hardwood back then, it seems. Now there's a lot more hardwood and a lot more different kinds of plants. I think it's because of the climate, the difference in climate. Anyway, it's more interesting now for me to go into the woods and I can discover all kinds of different types of plants that I had not been exposed to before. So it's interesting in that respect too. So I'll be using different kinds of woods for bows and different kinds of woods for arrows and things like that. All right. All right, we reached 30 minutes. I yapped long enough to reach my goal. Okay, so hopefully that answers a lot of questions. We'll see you on the next video.